A small hip movement out to the side, an opening of my left knee and a bringing up of my right. And you might see something very familiar with, if you're a fan of my buddy John or Gordon or any of those guys. You're right in inside St. Coco. There's a horrible position for you to sit on somebody when they are T-Rex and they have a very strong T-Rex arm. If I'm on the bottom, the scenario countering, I need to maintain a very strong T-Rex arm. This is what I want. I don't want to push away for fear that he goes and counters an arm lock here. So you can't, I'm not a fan of a back step for this specific reason. Kyle, can you demonstrate one more time? So he's got the arm trap. Let's go back into the arm trap. He's got the arm trap. Big circle back. If I've been there a lot, I know this is coming. If he steps backwards like this big, I know this is coming. Now, if I'm naive and I'm like, I'm just pushing or I'm grabbing the gi, Kyle can reach this arm down, overhook and grab my elbow, and yank this arm in and then arm lock me. You don't grab the gi here. There's no reason for it. You T-Rex. So if he goes and gets my elbow and tries to yank it up, it's not moving. It's not moving. It's in a 90-degree angle and it's T-Rex. It's a horrible position for him. All I have to do is, again, I move a slight bit to my right and down, and I move him down. I bring my right knee in the middle, and I open my left leg, and then I just bring this knee up to his hip while I extend my hip. And he falls into a horrible position. I catch his leg, I extend, and we can go right into our various inside St. Coco attacks. So, backstepping versus sitting on your opponent or training partner. Two entirely different things. Don't make a big step backwards. Avoid that if you can. That's my point. All right, we're going to take a look at a defense to an omoplata. That way we can appropriately counter it. It's a defense I call the carryover. It's one of the best, I think it's one of the best defenses at a late phase. So Kyle has sat up on me. My defenses are running thin. This one proves to be very, very efficient. So when I'm in an omoplata and he has sat up and hugging my waist, here's what we do. The first thing I'm going to do is make sure my right hand goes on the inside of my thigh. I try to keep it on the inside of the thigh. So it just makes it a little bit easier for me to have some security and confidence in my arm. My forehead is going to go to the mat. That's important. My right leg is going to post. That's important. My left hand is going to go under and hold or monitor the far thigh, the far hamstring. That's where we want to be. And then something very important needs to happen is that I need my left knee to go behind his hip. Now I'm going to stay propped up just for the purpose of this first part, but my left knee needs to go behind him. So my left hip hits his left hip. That's very important. If my knee hits his hip, I'm going to struggle. Okay, I'm feeling like he's very heavy. So my knee cannot hit his hip. My knee needs to travel behind him so that my hip touches his hip. When I do that, when you do it with momentum, he starts to go. But even if you see I'm completely flat, all I have to do now is walk. Can you stay hugging my back? Walk under Kyle, and it puts him on his side. At this point, I would love to bring my right leg up over his hip because since his arms are busy, I need to take advantage of this because if I don't, he's going to put the elbow through my waist. So I would love to take advantage of this point and bring my right leg up, circle my legs to the guard. So once again, carryover defense. You noticed I told Kyle to stay seated up. The carryover defense, we'll look at what happens if he lays down, is not going to work on a lying opponent. It's only going to work on a seated opponent. So if he stays seated, this time we'll look from a different angle so you can see the knees go behind the back. If he stays seated, this defense is going to work like a charm. My knee goes behind, we walk in, he goes over my back, over my body, we open our legs in guard or open guard. Okay? If in mid-go, he stays seated for a moment. Yep, he stays seated. And when I get to the back here, all of a sudden he lays down. And I'm like, oh, I struggle. He lays his back on the floor. Well, we cannot stay here. It's not going to work anymore. So if he were to lay down, which does very, very rarely happens, my arm needs to pop out and hug the far hip. Okay? And now we can rebuild our base with a hand in a different situation. Okay? Sometimes you can quickly limp arm out. But if you feel like that's a risky proposition, we can shove our head underneath, come in around, hug the far hip, and look to try to pass around the opposite side. So it's very rare that someone lays down in mid carryover because they want to stay on the top. They're coming up to the top. When they lay down, they potentially could stay on the bottom and run into leg play. I could try to get into leg locks, or just get my arm safely to the other side and come up and duck around and beat the arm. So that is a quick look at the carry.